Well, for me, I mean, the thing about Stargate is I get to play the bad guy. And for me, that's just so cool.
I'll second that. I mean, never did I think that I would ever get to play such a cool villain. I mean, it's so fun. Sorry. That's really kind of twisted, I guess. But well, you're going to play somebody who's thinking about world domination.
And you know, playing the bad guy is you get so much freedom to do whatever you want to do because you have to create that bad guy. Nobody can tell you how to play a villain. They write the dialogue for you, and you now have to, that's the dialogue, you now have to make this character and create this personality, and being a villain, you just get so much freedom to do that. So for me, that was the coolest.
And I got to play you, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. I never got to play her.
Well, Eric, you have played, and your resumes, the things you've done, you've been on Seinfeld, you've been on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you've done so many things. So what about Stargate to you is special?
Well, the movie certainly was very special for me. It certainly, when I came from New York, I was a stage actor. I never thought I'd move to Hollywood, and this was my first real, honest to goodness studio film, and it did very well. And so, I mean, obviously, it kicked off my career, and I keep telling Gene Devlin, who's the writer producer on it, that great guy. And he called me recently and asked me to do him a favor, shooting a little trailer for a movie that he wanted to sell. And he asked me if I'd do it, and I said, Dean, I owe you my career, man. And he goes, hey, don't blame me for that shit. But it's absolutely true, and this movie sort of got me where I am today. But what is cool to me about sci-fi in general is that we can talk about issues that really are very meaningful to all of us and remove it just enough so that we can look at it objectively as opposed to getting all caught up in our personal ties with certain situations. I think it's really very, it's a great format to lay things on the table and have people look at it objectively. And that to me is the greatest asset to sci-fi. It's something I love about Star Trek. And then I think Stargate was kind of the next generation, if I can make metaphors. But and I think that the coolest thing about Stargate was that I ascended without even knowing it.
To be able to go through the Stargate to these other worlds, even though General Landry was for the most time in the office, I was, through my troops, involved in all these incredible adventures into other worlds, and our world is shrinking, and so is the universe. And so I know exactly what you're talking about. It's really playing with real ideas, telling stories that impact us all, but doing it with a sense of fun because it is science fiction. And for me, what's really unique about this experience is I've never been involved with any film or stage play or TV or big screen that had this kind of a fan base. I mean, you guys and people that watch the show are amazing. The devotion, the great joy that you bring, and now that I'm starting to go through these conventions, I see it firsthand. And when you're a performer telling these stories, I certainly feel a huge responsibility to reflect it back to you, because it's great, because, we actors, we don't exist unless the audience is there. When it's there so strongly, fully, it's exciting to behold.
I still have a bit of an attitude against it. I sort of, when I first graduated from college too, I was very snobby about it. I didn't do theater, and you know, I had this whole sort of erudite attitude. And then I got a sci-fi show, and it was very interesting because what I learned was exactly that. It's a wonderful environment to explore philosophy and religion without actually stepping on people's toes and ending up in a bar fight. And it's important. It's important to have those conversations, and everyone is so frightened now to speak their opinion, and it's a wonderful venue for that. The other thing was, again, what Beau said was you guys, the first time I did a convention, I said, I'll never do another one. I was overwhelmed, I was terrified. But what was remarkable, the next time I went back to shooting, I kept thinking of you, so it brought it back to theater, because there's a disconnect with television and film and the audience. And the audience is always the fifth character, and you sort of, if you don't get to meet them, you can easily forget about them. And this is an amazing environment because we take you to set with us, and you're there, and when we're fighting for a character saying, we're remembering what some of you said at a convention or what a question was asked, and it's very important. It makes it, it makes it more present, which I really appreciate. Speaking of questions, we are going to take some questions from our lovely fans right now. We have two mic hammers, one in the center here, so if you would line up to the side, raise your hand, and we may ask away. You have a question?
Here, I want to say that all of you have done superlative work in your respective roles on the show and other projects as well. Especially,
To be more specific,
well, with regards to Stargate Atlantis, both Rainbow and Torri, your characters are sorely missed. And I think I'm not speaking just for myself. Kind of an unrelated question. When Joss Whedon was attached to the Wonder Woman script, there was rumors going around that Morena was considered an casting for the role, and for my 2 cents, I think you'd make an excellent Wonder Woman.
I would just love a shot at doing that spin, you know, the other part of it.